We spend a lot of time on this channel looking at dead malls in retail. Recently, we made a video on the emotional cost of beloved stores going out of business and got a great response. Tons of comments lamenting the death of physical retail, but has it actually died? While going to the mall may feel like something lost to time, some shopping malls are not only still in business, but are actively thriving. That is what we're going to be covering today on the video cast, the living malls of the 21st century. We will see how these malls avoided the fate experienced by so many others, what they sell, who they serve, and why they will likely continue to exist long into the future. As always, I am your host Brian. Patreon.com/PixPortraits is how you can support us here. We should have a new video up in the next couple of days, what being on the internet and working in fast food was like in the mid-2000s, my experience at least. Tons of other videos, my book, The Nostalgia Economy. You can read the ebook, listen to the audiobook, and get access to years worth of exclusive video content for just $5 a month. You can also buy a physical copy, become a member here on YouTube, everything helps. But the most helpful thing you can do is like this video, give us a thumbs up, share it, comment, and help us grow. Now, shopping. Shopping is a luxury. It always has been. Yes, we need to buy things to live, like food and clothing, but modern retail, dating back to the turn of the last century, department stores, has always been about experience. Retailers want customers to feel a certain way in their stores, so we spend more time there, and more importantly, so we spend more money there. A lot of money and effort goes into making customers want to shop, product displays, lighting, music, aromatics even, what the store smells like, all of these mixed together to manufacture a vibe, to target whatever demographic the store is aiming for. Demographics play pretty heavily into what we're going to be talking about today. There are many ways that you can classify people, but one of the most common is by income. How much money you make obviously informs a lot about your lifestyle, how much money you have to spend, your disposable income, what sorts of things you can afford. Stores want this. They want your money, and so one of the shifts we've seen in malls that have managed to stay afloat is appealing to a wealthier clientele. Many of the malls that died were the ones in smaller cities and towns that served the middle and working class, while malls in larger cities, where the cost of living and wages are higher, tended to fare a little better. These malls are often anchored by more upscale department stores, stores that are expensive but still somewhat accessible to what is left of the middle class. But these living malls are also home to high-end retailers, Rolex, Gucci, Tiffany & Co. That is what keeps these malls in business. The move towards online shopping takes most of the blame for the decline of physical retail, yet these luxury brands continue to thrive because the people going to their stores aren't doing so out of convenience or nostalgia. It's to show that they can afford to. A flex. Being seen. To be able to shop at these places is a status symbol, and the service received is reflected in that. Some of these stores have espresso bars, actual bars, sip and shop, a salesperson for every customer. I was actually at a bougie mall recently and saw several stores being guarded, not by security guards, but active police officers. There was like 3 cops outside of the Burberry store, along with a bouncer, a doorman, vetting the people who could come in. You won't see this down at the Walmart, which itself is a physical retailer that has managed to survive in a very different way, or by appealing to a different consumer base. In many markets, Walmart's aggressive business practices has left them the only game in town, where once you had Kmart, Sears, other regional discount retailers, it's now Walmart, and maybe a Target. Talking about the shopping experience, or vibe, Walmart's has declined significantly over the past couple of decades. Everything has been stripped down to the basics. There are the products on the shelf. Buy, leave, come back tomorrow, repeat. Soulless shopping. This is not a warm environment, functional, transactional, and not much else. Walmart also has a terrible track record when it comes to labor, and between automation and other cost-cutting measures, the human staff is stretched thin. This results in overworked, underpaid associates, one person doing the work of 3. This is how Walmart has managed to stay open and profitable, but it doesn't translate to a positive shopping experience. Again, experience is everything. There is a social aspect to shopping, interacting with people, being served, receiving service that makes you feel valued as a customer, being around others, feeling a part of something. That's what separates online and in-person shopping. Websites can absolutely have their own vibes, personality, in the way they are laid out or designed, but it's still a solitary experience. Online retailers try to replicate human service with chatbots, but at the end of the day, it is still just a convenient transaction. Now, a lot of what we've looked at so far has been traditional retail, places intended for shopping, but one of the other ways certain malls have stayed open is by adding novelty, more, mega malls, destination malls, retail tourism, malls that offer more than shopping. Think West Edmonton Mall, the Mall of America, American Dream, which recently opened. These are massive malls that are home to familiar retailers, but also theme parks, water parks, skating rinks, ski hills even. They are amusement centers and provide entertainment outside of commerce. Some are vacation destinations, trips are planned around them, and while not entirely immune to financial issues, they still manage to bring in shoppers. I am Canadian, and this has been from a North American perspective. Outside of North America, malls are very much still a thing, especially these mega malls. Out of the top 12 biggest malls in the world, only one is American, and it sits at 12. Many also opened within the past 15 years. I know there are some exceptions. Not everything has to be a mega mall or only for the rich. Some mid and even lower level malls are still bringing in crowds, depending on the area and the stores, because people love to shop in person. For the reasons we talked about here, malls still exist. Some are packed with people every day of the week. As we said, the social aspect, the ability to touch, try on, sample a product before you buy, and because of the environment. These places are designed to make us feel good, to encourage us to spend, and I don't see retail totally going online anytime soon. None of this is to dismiss the retail apocalypse and the fact that a lot of retail has died. Popular beloved chains have gone out of business. I'm aware many malls from my childhood are dead or dying, but that doesn't mean that the mall is something of the past. Physical retail never died and likely never will. Anyway, let me know what you think. Is there a mall near you that is thriving? What sorts of stores does it have? Let me know in the comments. Check out our recent video on the weird emotional relationship we've formed with dead retail, or a similar video on physical media and the niche ways it is still thriving. If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, share, and again, if you had the means, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Buy a book, give a super thanks, become a member, everything helps. As always, thank you so much for your interest in this channel, and thanks for watching. See you in the future.